Rồi, quý vị rồi vô đây này coi. Sáng nay con có chịu luôn. Ngồi đi. Dạ. Together. Không phải thấy gì sao mà thấy họ thấy hết chứ sao mà thấy. Hello Minh Đạt.
Dạ con nghe thưa thầy.
Okay. Good morning. Namaste. Good morning. Before starting, I would like to invite all of us to have 1 minute silent prayer for peace and harmony in the world. Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning from Nashville, Tennessee, from United States of America. Now, you see, there's 3 weeks. I traveling around many places in USA. Very tired, not tired. Running like fighting for election. But very interesting. I visited here many times, but this time running here and there, so many places, very tired. Sometimes I sleep on the airport, but I feel very happy because since many years I come here, I contact with our friends, very wonderful. How is the weather in Bodh Gaya now?
Bodh Gaya weather is very suffocation. Very suffocation, not the clear weather.
I see. Many is
people. Many local tourists came for the Pindadan.
I see. Now the situation is normal. Everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And how is Himalaya?
Himalaya also. You have more experience about Himalaya.
Yeah. This is a place I like very much because every day morning, only 1 or 2 minutes, I can see the sunrise, and it's wonderful. I think that place we should bring more people, particular political leader go there. They stay around about 1 week. They might change. Yeah, I believe. I believe. That's mean the power of the nature, the power of the nature. Yeah. And if they stay there, you cook good food, and good place for them sleeping. Yeah, sometimes we cannot convince them by work. Yeah. Because some political leader, their mind is very committed. Since a long time. Then I invite him there. I keep in the room. I lock the room 3 days. They're very frightened. After 3 days, they might change. Yeah. Not the chair, but they're very afraid now. Inside, you stay there. The work we choose for retreat. What you like to eat, then I supply to you. But soft whiskey. Yeah. No whiskey, no beer. After 3 days, when they come out, they might change. Okay, today what topic we are talking now, discussing?
Today topic, which benefit can we get from material respect?
From
metal respects. Metal,
okay.
M-E-T-L, metal respect.
Okay. So now before starting, I would like to invite you chanting the Mangala Sutta.
Very long.
Yeah, it's good because
okay.
Yeah.
Samanta Chakvalesu Atrangachantu Devata Sadhamman Muni Rajasa Surantu Sagamu Kadang Dhamme Savane Kalo Ayam Madanta Dhamme Savane Kalo Madanta Paritadhamme Savane Kalo Ayam Madantati Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Evam me sutang ekam samayang bhagava savatiyang viharati jetavane anasapindikase arane asako ayatara devata avikantairatiya avikantu Upasangami tva bhagavantang avivadetva ekamantang gādhāti ekamantang kikakosa devata bhagavantang gādhāye ajebhāsi Bahudeva manosaja mangalani ajantayung lokam kamala sotanam mangalamutamam asivena javalanam panditan asivena bhujam cha pujaniyanam etam mangalamutamam Padirupade savasoja ubeja tatapuyata tasamma panidhija Mangalamudamang bahusajang jasivanja Diniyoja susikito suhavita Jaya vachaya Mangalamudamam Mata Pitu Pathanam Bhutada Rasa Sangaho Anakula Jakamanta Etam Mangalamudamam Dhanam Jadhammacharyaja Yate Kalam Jasangaho Anavaja Nikamani Mangalamudamam Arati Mirati Papa Manjirpana Jasayam Apamado Jadhammesu Mangalamudamam Dharavo Janivato Ja Santuti Ja Satuyata Kalena Dhamma Savanangi Mangalamudamam Khanti Jaso Vachasata Samananam Jadasanam Kalena Dhamma Sakasha Etam Mangalamudamam Tapoja Brahmacharyam Ja Ariyesa Chananasanam Nimanasa Shikiriyasa Etam Mangalamudamam Buddha Saloka Dhammeni Cetang Yasena Kampati Asokang Dirjang Kemang Mangalamudamam Etadasani Kadvanam Savatame Paradita Savatasoti Dashanti Tanti Mangalamudamam Sambhitiyo Vivajantu Sambharo Vinasatu Mate Nandam Terayo Sukhi Dighayu Bhava Bhavatu Samamangalam Rakantu Samadevata Samabodham Bhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Samamangala Rakantu Samadevata Samadhammanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Samamangala Rakantu Samadevata Savasanghanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te. Sadhu Sadhu.
Dạ, dạ thầy unmute cho thầy ạ. Dạ thầy bấm mở lại micro ạ. Cái micro của thầy tắt ạ.
Được chưa?
Dạ rồi, dạ nghe rồi thưa thầy.
Okay. Thank you very much. The topic today we discussed about what we call the mental with benefit we come from attitude. But I think that this topic we can say the positive attitude, isn't it? Positive attitude. This is very important. You see, I also spent a few years to study the cause of the First World War, then Second World War, and the conflict in different countries. And many books written in different courses. But I think the main thing is attitude. If the people, they have the negative And then they cause so many problems. If we have positive attitude, it's a bring peace and good relation. But people did not pay much attention. But for myself, I follow the Buddha way. I practice. For example, the people hate me. Whenever I meet them, I say hello, namaste, good morning, namo amida phật. Then I start smiling. Then sometimes I keep the chocolate in my pocket. I offer them, how are you, like this one, and they chant. Yeah. Therefore, the Buddha, he taught us many wonderful things. He say compassion, metta karuna. When the person hates us, we should not hate them. We should send the loving kindness to them 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And suddenly they have very good results. If you have the time, try to study the story of the conflict in the world. Particular First World War. And many political leaders, they try to seek many conferences. Like this solution. But at last, Second World War happened. And then another conflict. Even now, they say the peace. But they do not apply. Very small thing. Then I also try to learn different way. Then I apply very successful, particular the war, the civil war in Nepal. I'm very happy because really I'm telling you, I'm not a politician. I'm not interested. I'm spiritual, but I try to apply the TT weapon. You know TT, not TNT. TNT explosion, but TT mean Vietnamese language mean tình thương, loving kindness, metta karuna. Very successful. It's a long story. I could bring all political leaders fighting, including the king, together, but I work very hard, at last successful. Then even I apply my method to the family, some family conflict. And the man, the husband fighting wife fighting husband. Then I request them my way. If generally the man got angry easily and they have some difficult at office, work outside, they dare not to have the reaction with the people, and they complain, they pour the angriness to the wife. But the wife, when they meet us one, they're not happy. But I request them, you keep silent. Went to market, buy good oranges, because buying you also pray. I would buy oranges, bring home. I make the orange juice for my husband. Then on the way back, before cutting the oranges, you hold the oranges and pray, and cutting, pray, and with positive, after juice, and you roaming like this one in the clockwise, okay? I pray my husband bring this oranges, my will be calm. Namo Amida Phật, Namo Quan Thế Bồ Tát. My husband, he worked very hard, difficulty. Now he drink these oranges. He's my calm. and loving kindness developing. Then hold the oranges glass and to offer to the husband respectfully. And then the husband drink. I think suddenly he cannot scold you again during drinking. After first glass, after 5 minutes, he got angry again. Don't worry, make second classes in the same way. Then I think in second class, it's okay. If not okay, then you make third class. Then 4, 5, 6. I think 6 class is okay. And if 6 class, he's starting scolding again, got angry again, you also should not say anything. Just telephone to the doctor, psychology doctor. And then psychology doctor come, I think they will solve the problem. But I believe 3 or 4 class is okay. Similar thing, if the husband meet the same case with the wife, difficult wife, you should do the same thing. Yeah, I suggest so many my students, is a very good result. Same my case. In my life, I did some good thing. For example, I built a temple, Vietnamese, first Vietnamese. You know well, Buddhism introduced into Vietnam more than 2,000 years. But there's no Vietnamese temple in the Holy Land. 70 years ago, when I come, 53 years ago, first time I come to Holy Land, Bodh Gaya, I saw many foreign Buddhist temples around the Buddha tree where Buddha got enlightenment. But there's no Vietnamese. There was no Vietnamese temple at that time. So I pray. It's a wonderful. I never forget this. When I pray, I have so many wishes. One of the wishes I repeat at least 3 times under Buddha tree before I die. I very much like to see there's a Vietnamese temple among the foreign Buddhist temple in Holy Land. So after 30 years, I got many trouble. I think the Bodh Gaya is most difficult place. Therefore, Buddha, he come to get enlightenment. Yeah. Most difficult. Yeah. Otherwise, he come to build. Otherwise, he would get enlightenment in Vietnam or in United States. Yeah. Most difficult. Whether difficult, the way so many difficult, even the mystic. Very hard. So when I got the land, and you know well, in India, there's no Vietnamese community. When I come to United States and many places, they ask me how many Vietnamese people in Holy Land. How is a big community, Vietnamese community in Holy Land? I say, only I'm alone. And if you was in Bodh Gaya, you see all the temple built by big community. Thai king, Thai government, and Myanmar government, and come, and so easy. You see, so when I start to do the work, and some Vietnamese people, they come to know, majority, they support me by work or by praying. But there are few Vietnamese, they are not happy. They make me so much trouble. They scolding me. They say like this. I feel, beginning, I feel very sad. Yeah. Why? I did not ask donation from them. Why not? But they stop too much. They create many wrong news. Yeah. When they look at me, they got angry. Why you construct the Vietnamese temple there? You did not get permission. What I asked them, mission from whom I should get permission? They say I should get permission from whole the Vietnamese population. How can I get? More than 40, 50 million, how can I get? I'm not a political candidate. I need from my heart. So I feel very sad. And then I come back meditation under Buddha tree and Vietnamese temple, I pray. Then I apply the TT weapon. Then I send the loving kindness, I pray. I say, oh, maybe last life I disturb you. So this life I pay the karma. So please forgive me. I build the Vietnamese temple for all the Vietnamese people and human being, not only for me. So if Vietnamese temple complete, you also get benefit. I get, every being get benefit. So I pray. And they started scolding me. Then what happened? I did not answer anything. I prepare very good picture. Here's a photo. I keep very good place. And every day, I rest back. I chant the mantra, Kinh Phổ Môn, and Mangala Sutta. I apologize. I say, oh, last life, maybe I disturb you. So this time, please forgive me. Then I offer water, incense. Then I bow down him 3 times. One by one. After 6, 7 months, then okay. Now they meet me very happy. You see? Now, so many examples. When you see, like one of the wonderful philosophy in Buddhism, this said we should believe in the karma. What we are doing, then suddenly they have the result. So maybe previous life, we do something with them. So now this life we have to ready to pay. So now in the world, there's a similar conflict. And believe strongly, everybody believes. This is sacred, this is mật pháp. Certainly we get peace. Yeah. Recently, I was a different place in the United States. So many Vietnamese followers, they come and thanks my secret, my mật pháp, so they get happiness. So let us try to develop this mật pháp so that suddenly we can get happiness, I'm sure. So today there's our friend. I would like to invite Mr. Person. Now he also from California. Is it? He come here to join a ceremony. Please share your idea. Yeah. Thank you. Please.
Well, first of all, I would like to say I'm deeply honored to be here. Thank you very much for having me. When I first started teaching, I started teaching in South Central LA, and I had a lot of trouble. My students bullied me. They misbehaved in class. They were very disrespectful. I went to my Aikido teacher, who was also a high school science teacher. And I said the reason I went to the martial arts is because I was being beaten up by these kids, and Now I'm the teacher in this class and they're beating me up still. And he said 3 things. He said, first of all, you have to love them. And my jaw just dropped. I couldn't believe what he was saying. And he said, second of all, you have to make them love you. You have to make them want to come to school for your class. And third of all, he said, you know, they're failures. They are getting F's in school right now, but they're not stupid. They are as smart as you and I. But they learned when they were in the 3rd grade that they were going to get their papers back from the teacher with all these red marks all over them, bad grades on the top, and it was very embarrassing. And they made the decision when they were in the 3rd grade that they were going to fail on purpose. They would be bad because they wanted to be. So by the time they get to the 10th grade and you see them, oh, they've had 7 years to practice being bad. So they're not going to learn math from you. So you have to give them a message that maybe by the time they're 26, they can go back and remember, and it will guide their lives. So I went back into my class, and when they were misbehaving, I told them the truth. I raised my voice and I yelled at them. And I said, you are not respecting yourself. Forget about me. I mean nothing to you. I'm no good to you. But your heart is beating, isn't it? Did you make your heart beat? Do you make yourself breathe at night when you're asleep? What makes you wake up? Why aren't you dead? You don't make your eyes see. You have no respect for your nature. You have no respect for who you are. And of course, I was yelling at the top of my lungs because if I didn't yell, they wouldn't hear. I had to have natural power. I had to open myself up and surrender to the power. I had to tell them, you need to love yourself. You need to love your true nature. You know very well that your true nature is loving, is caring. You have evidence. You know very well when you do something good for somebody else, all of a sudden you feel good inside. You get an immediate reward for doing something right. That's your true nature. Doing things right. We are built in order to build. I told them the most selfish thing I can do is to love the world I live in. The most selfish thing I can do in the morning is to love my students before I get to this class. Even though you treat me badly and you have no respect for me, that's fine. Doesn't matter how you treat me. But if I love you, I feel good. Be selfish. Love your nature. Love the world you live in. Later on, I moved next. My class was moved next to the chairman of the math department. And the chairman of the math department, this was a couple of years later, hated his job. Although he had the very best students in the school, he hated teaching. That's the way it is, when you start teaching, they put you in the worst classes. They give you the worst students. And at the end of your career, by the end of that time, you work your way up into teaching the very best classes. Like, for instance, I wanted to teach calculus. I love calculus. That's why I got into teaching. But when I started teaching, I wound up teaching the 7th grade standards over and over and over again my entire career. Because, you know, I started with the worst kids and I got along very well with them. I loved my students loved me. After a while, they weren't misbehaving in spite of me. We were all misbehaving together. We would laugh together in my class. So when my class moved next door, when I had my room moved, and I was next door to the chairman of the math department, he hated his job, he hated his students, he hated the math department. And here I come. I'm this clown that the students love. They want to be in my room. So I talked to him. I said, you know what? I'm very glad at last my room is right next to your room. I am going to learn how you teach. I'm going to learn how you organize. I want the things that you have learned in your 30-year career to brush off on me. So please accept me as your student. I have a great amount of respect for you. Of course, none of that was true. You know, I didn't learn anything from him. But he slowly began to warm up. He slowly became more reasonable and more caring. For his last couple of years in that class, we could see his heart. And I was very grateful for the fact that he opened up, he became warmer, he felt respected. So that's all I have to say about being positive.
Thank you very much, Mr. Person. It's wonderful. I think this is a good experience and practical. If all of us, we have positive attitudes, or we call positive attitudism, certainly we get peace and good relation. So now I would like to invite you. You are here, try to open a new university to develop this subject. Certainly we get peace. Yeah, very important. If you meet American leaders and all political leaders, try to convince them, this is very important. Why the wars are happening? For example, now what happened between Ukraine and Russia? Yeah, this is now you another country. What is the country close to Ukraine? You know well?
Yes.
No, near the Finland. Yeah, before Second World War, the Russia they attacked Finland, and then also they again fighting, and at last then political leader of that country they understand we are small country, we cannot challenge the big country, and they negotiated, and the Russian army, the Red Army, they withdraw, and even that they asked the Finland must pay compensation, and they pay. So from that time up to now, Greenland, that's a country, they have peace. So you see. No, now I want to give another example. And the last century, there's a conflict between Vietnam and America. And then when the war stopped, then I'm a person at that time, I was in Europe. I wrote a letter to Vietnamese leader. I say now the conflict between America, USA, and Vietnam finished. So now we should have good relation. We should forget the past. We should not repeat the bad work like last time. We should have good relation between two countries, like the brother in the same family. So misunderstand the world. So Vietnamese people should not call imperialism. This is not work. We should call below American, lovely friend. In the past, we have the misunderstanding, therefore the world. And Vietnamese leader at that time, they repeat all the time. So what happened? And they blocked Vietnam more than 20 years, become very poor. And luckily, Vietnamese leader, they understand they should follow the TT weapon. And then they open now. American leader and Vietnamese leader, they are plus, they dancing very nice. And economic developing. I feel very, very happy. When you see, even when he changed the mind and all the leaders, now Vietnamese economic relation with the United States, very nice. Whenever the American president come, Obama and all president come, Vietnamese leader very happy, welcome. Bush, different president. This is a good sign. I think the world leaders should learn this lesson. From Vietnamese and American relation now, there will be no conflict. Now I feel very sad. The war happened now going on between Ukraine and Russia. They should follow the TT weapon. I'm sure. If you know well, some leader, a Russian leader and Ukraine leader, please introduce me. I very much like to invite to Himalaya. I cook food for them. And we learn lesson from Nepali leaders. You see, the mouth is communist and the mouth is difficult. You know, the Prajanata stem, very difficult. But I could bring them. I apply the TT weapon and they come. And different political, they come Holy Land, they might change. So let us pray. Now, thousand people die every day in Ukraine. But we are not sure who wins. Yeah. So let us continue to apply and to develop loving kindness. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite people to share your experience and your advice for the peace and happiness. Yeah, please. Yeah, for 5 minutes. Reverend Pranjadip, you listen to me? Yeah.
So, thank you to every participant. And very well you explain about how can live and living life. The living life is just compassion and the metta. This is the living life. And the dead life is laziness, anger. This is the dead life. Everywhere the society are following the laziness, anger, and the illness. That is the way of the dead life. And we have the proud. We have the proud on you. So you are the living monk. Mostly people are learning in the college, university, and giving the lecture. But you are presenting your living life, and the living life that just it is the best the presentation, and you did in the Nepal. That the Nepal was at that time was so much the conflict and the firing, and the people are dying, and have no hope of what will happen in the future. But you are the person, and always I respect you are the person who are following the kindness, compassion, metta. So you have the power. With this power, you win them, and they catch you and bind, and after that you talk with them. And this is recorded in the history in this era. In this era on the earth, I think that nobody are on this the earth who are acting like this as you act in the Nepal. And they are the Maoists. They started to follow you when you taught them. So they start to follow you, and they respect you. And when they came to the Buddha Gaya, you are saying the Buddha Gaya is very tough place, and many temple here. Thai temple, Burman temple, but Vietnam temple is a Vietnam temple. And in Vietnam temple, Dr. Lam is living. That is important. Whole body, whole the temple, know the Vietnam temple. Dr. Lam is just who are full of the kindness, sympathy. So when they came to the Buddha, that is recorded. Prime Minister came to you. Prime Minister came to you. So that is the record to meet you. And nobody Prime Minister going to any particular temple, but they are going to the main temple. And after the main temple, they are leaving the place for their own resident place. So that is the you that they came in the Vietnam temple. Vietnam temple already you planted so many trees, and so many trees, and very well. And other VIP also are coming. So the living life you are the living. That is the important. Reading is the one part, okay, and speaking also the one part. But how can live in the society? How can join? How can join the society? After joining, it is very sure they will not fight, and if will not fight, the society will be safe. Society should be the safe. Without saving the society, our life is nothing. So our duty to save the society. As the one professor was telling, and giving the example how he saved the student, and the student started to respect him. So that is the main. The Buddha time also so many monks are, and who are the teaching and going into the society. And the society also the following them, because that is a living life. When they are starting to speak, the people are the hearing. So we have the proud that you are the following the living way, and living way, kindness, sympathy. This is a very, very important. So, and still you are the going here and there. So just not the Buddha Gaya, not the Lumini, and not the other place. Many places are you going, and still you are working for the society. So this is a very, very important. We have to be care the nature, and nature is with us. So if we will care the nature will care to us also. And still the Ukraine and Russia are the fighting. So that is the one issue had. So we have to pray. Maybe we can get something and go there and talk with them. Some society man phone me. Just I want to take your name also to go to the Russia and Ukraine and talk with them. But after that, their plan what happened, I don't know. But this is a need because the people are dying. People are dying due to ignorance, and if people are dying, have no means as a living monk. So we are the living monk. We are following the Buddha way. So this is our duty to how to solve the problem, how to create the loving kindness into the society. That is the main purpose we are. So loving kindness, many people to that time also, and now also, and the Vietnam also. Now Vietnam, the economic condition are very well, and around the Buddha, everywhere the Vietnam people are. Now no other country are. Vietnam people are the feeding, Vietnam people are the giving the donation, and Vietnam people are organizing so many the chanting program like that. So that is the one way. But how to sympathize, how to make the loving kindness into one society to another society, that is the important. Already you done in your lifetime, so we have to proud on you. So still you want to just to solve the problem of the Russia and Ukraine. So other people are living simple meditation, that also okay, and chanting this also okay. But who are thinking about this? How can solve? How can save the living beings? So saving the living beings is very important. If we will save the living beings also will save us. So this is the main point we have to be follow. And still in your lecture I'm hearing. So the main thing I'm following you because you believe to save the society with compassion, with the metta. That is important. In the house also, the one brother are not happy with the sister are not happy with the brother, and the one society is not meeting to the others. So that is also the no good. So loving kindness and just teaching, just teaching happen. So by this way, the society can come very healthy, and if the healthy society will come, the healthy society can do many things. Otherwise, just laziness and anger, that always will become the sick also. Always have to go to the hospital also, the doctor also, and taking the many medicine also, and sleeping on the bed also. So that is a very dead life. The dead life, dead life is not permitted. Dead life is not permitted. Only the living life, the life is permitted. So we have to follow this. Already you are the living example on this earth now. Nobody are. Maybe before you say that so many the monk are abusing you and blaming you, but in my view, I am the General Secretary of the All India People Sangha. So in my view, you are the living monk at present on this earth who solve the problem of the Nepal and other place also. This the mind is a very respectable mind and respect you, and like that we have also to follow this way. So if any solution we'll see, then as Russia and the Ukraine also, you talk about the Finland also, so and about the Vietnam also. So we have to pray the Russia and Ukraine should be the friendship, no war, no killing. So that will be the good for them. So very happy I am you tell you all the experience, and always you are telling your experience, not the only the Dhamma talking. Your experience is very well. You are the telling, so that is very important for us. So at last, I want to say that you are the person, so always teaching us. So we have to respect you, and in the future, we have to follow, and we have to make the society very well and happiness. So that is no illness, no sickness, no going to the hospital. We will follow the way of the anger. We will follow the illness, laziness. Have to always go to hospital and doctor and take many medicines. So to save from the hospital, to go to the doctor. So that this way is the sympathy and the loving kindness and the practicing the meditation, to respect the elder, to respect the teacher. So that is the main thing we have to follow. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Pranjadip. I always respect you. You are one of my best students. So carry on the message, peace message. Now one thing, after sometime I come back, now you are Children Peak Buddhist Council there.
Yes,
Try
yes.
to get together all the Buddhist temple in Bodh Gaya.
Yeah, right.
United.
Right.
Yeah. And then particular full moon day, all the country should together under Bodhi tree, chanting like what I have done in Lumini. Now Lumini, nearly 30 years, every country full moon day together. So let's us think, next full moon day or the full moon day, the next month, you try.
Okay.
If possible, I will be there together. Then every month we should together under Bodhi tree and pray, chanting every country few minutes. Then if we have any good thing, we can sit together to discuss. Okay. Thank you very much, Pranyadip. Carry on your mission, TT mission in Holy Land. TT, not TNT. Okay. Anybody from Australia in Europe? Chú Minh Đạt. And now, please join and talk few words and idea about the subject. It's very important. Now the world we need peace. If no peace, there's no happiness. So my object, peace is very important. You can imagine if you have $1 million, then no peace, then family not happy, the country is not happy, isn't it? So peace, if we want to peace, we have to, firstly, we starting by metta karuna, pranya. Peace is very important. So here I would like to invite you, any of you join English, because you see the recently the Pranyadip, he talk in English, but it's a Masala English. A little difficult. Yeah, Pranyadip. I'm talk Vietnamese English. You talk is Karine English. But we understand. Now, any of you? Nó tới tham dự cái này hay lắm, rất là nhiều nước. Rồi, giờ nói few words đi. Được không? Yeah, you say. Yeah. Rồi, ngồi đi. Thầy nghĩ là mỗi người nên nói tất cả thế giới họ
Hi, thank you very much for giving me a chance to join Zoom today. First, I would like to say a few words. When I doing my job, I face a lot of difficulties, and but instead of angry, I just take it easy and. Like Brad said, living the world we live in and living the people we work with, that everything will be fine. And 3 years ago, when my sister visited America, we all 5 sisters traveled together. And we have a lot of difficulty, but every time we went to airport, so instead of, fighting and backing, we just be happy. And love them and love the people and we chit chat, and then we just they let her go through very easily. Even when my sister went to U.S. Embassy for interview, we all interview together, big family, everybody happy, be honest, and answer question honestly, and. That's it. They didn't ask many questions because people said that, getting visa to America is difficult. But since we do it, we be honest and be happy, with big smile on our face when they went to interview, everything went through, and they just even at the embassy, they said, "Oh, welcome to America. Enjoy your trip," and that's it. 5 sisters have visa immediately. So that's I would like to share a few words of the experience we face in the life and loving the world we live in, loving the people we around us, and loving our life, because life gives us so much, and this loving the life we live in is the way giving back to the life. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone, please? Yeah. Many countries, they listen to us.
Hi, good morning. My name is Chuck. I never see in live Huyền Diệu, and I listen to him on the YouTube, and he changed my life a lot. I learned a lot from him. Live truly, live healthy, and respectfully, peacefully. I have a lot of peace from now. I'm trying. I don't live in Tennessee, not United States, but I live in different states. So I flew all the way from here to see him and to listen to him more. So that's why I come here this morning to share my story. Now I have a lot of peace from myself, and I want to learn more from him. And I also am a new yeah, and I'm a new follower just about 6 months ago, and that's why my story is about. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone? Yeah. You come. Welcome, and we share the idea. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. Anybody from Australia? The many people they follow, but they sign. Diệu Hợp, Nguyễn Châu, Trương Minh Hòa. Yeah. This I think we encourage them. Anybody can read Chinese? Diệu Hợp, can you talk few words, please? Okay. You have beautiful.
Con chỉ nói tiếng Việt thôi ạ.
Thôi nói tiếng Việt đi. Nói tiếng Việt đi. Nói tiếng Việt rồi có người dịch sang tiếng Anh.
Con nghe mọi người con không hiểu gì.
Tôi hiểu không? Your son, your grandson, the son, he speak English?
Cháu trai của con này, cháu nội của con.
Namaste. Có ai đọc tiếng Tàu được không? There's one. I think there's one participant reading in Chinese language. Can you talk few words? Yeah. There's some Chinese, okay, but they okay. Thank you very much for participating. I think now you see the world. They need very much the spiritual food, or we can TT food. Yeah, let us try to develop. Today now we have a lot of food, but not happy food. So now, first thing I would like to propose all of you, when you meet anybody, first thing you can offering by keep smiling. Smiling is not costly, but they bring so many wonderful things. For example, you go on the roadside, you see many people on the bus. You just raise the hand like this one. Hello, morning. Then suddenly many people raise the hand. You see, our life is like the class. When we smiling, they're smiling to us. When we did like this, then they did the same. When you offer them chocolate, then suddenly they will chocolate to us. When we give them bitter things, suddenly they give bitter things to us.
Yes.
So now I think the world, they need very much loving kindness.
Yes.
So first offering, keep smiling all the time. Now, if you're difficult for you, keep smiling, please practice. You go to the class and smile about 5 minutes. Then you keep smiling with your husband or your wife and children. Okay, thank you very much. See you next week if there's no earthquake.
No earthquake.
Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much. Bye bye.